What's up, Knights Nation? This is Gavin Broniker with another show of Gabbing with Gavin. This week I'm sitting down with men's basketball player Ben Johnson. For those of you who follow along with the basketball team, you might have recognized that shot that he recently made against Kennesaw State, but we have quite a few other topics to talk about here during this interview. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome on Ben Johnson. How you doing, man?
Good, man. I appreciate you having me on here.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously we will end up getting to the shot. Something that went kind of viral in the basketball world, but beforehand, I want to kind of get to know you, your path here choosing Bellarmine. So going back before college, you were a Kentucky Mr. Basketball Award winner, which is obviously something that people in the basketball community hold in high regard. I was looking it up earlier. I saw Wes Unseld. He had won it way back then, so former Hall of Famer. Can you talk about what that award meant?
It meant everything. Going into my senior season, it was obviously on my radar. Worked really hard to try to get it. Had two older brothers, kind of paved the way for me. They were both pretty good in high school, so they kind of helped me out. My dad always pushed me, but just getting that was a great accomplishment, like a dream come true.
Oh yeah, for sure. Did you see that impact your recruitment at all, or was it just something that obviously you went up there, you put out a historic season, you were going to have quite a few schools calling?
I committed before I won it. Oh. So yeah, I committed early in my junior year here to Bellarmine. Didn't love playing AAU basketball, traveling and stuff with a new team and everything, so I wanted to commit somewhere, get it over with, get it out of the way, and Bellarmine was a great fit, so I decided to commit early.
What were some of the elements that Bellarmine brought to the table that made you choose them?
Kind of just the culture here, the players, coaches, and it being close to home. I'm from Lexington, so It's only about an hour away. But yeah, the players, coaches here, good town, Louisville. I like Louisville. Yeah, so that was kind of all those things kind of combined.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, and Scotty Davenport, the resume that he brings to the table certainly helps in knowing what you're going to get in your college career.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Can you talk about some of the tools and some of the things that he's brought to the table that you think have helped you grow as a player?
I think he does a lot, obviously on the basketball court, but outside of it, a lot of great connections. A lot of the players during the summer, we have internships when we report here for summer school. So, I think that's great, making connections, and it's about the rest of your lives, right? I mean, a lot of us here aren't playing overseas basketball or going to make our money playing basketball. Now, obviously there has been, but I think for the majority of us, it's about getting out there in the workforce and him getting us those connections, being able to work in those internships, prepare us.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a great thing. And then also, so was it your freshman year? Were you here whenever they won the
I was.
Okay,
Yeah.
So can you talk about, obviously that moment is incredible, but then going forward, how do you feel? Do you guys feel like there's extra pressure to try to reciprocate something like that?
Yeah, probably a little bit.
Yeah.
That was honestly, that was one of the greatest moments. I redshirted, so I didn't even play, but it was still one of the best things ever.
Yeah.
And obviously that's still the goal, just to go back and just compete to get in there, and then next year and the year after that, I'll have 2 years left. Mm-hmm. We'll be able to be eligible for the tournament, so that's the ultimate goal. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's definitely a little bit of added pressure since we've already been there. It's kind of almost like we belong there now, so just keep replicating that.
Does it sort of seem like there's a target on your back when you play some of the other teams just because of that history?
Absolutely. Liberty used to be in our league. They used to have Bellarmine Mondays or whatever, where they were just at the beginning when they started practice, they would always that Monday work on Bellarmine stuff. Really? So yeah, so I think we definitely have a target on our back from teams, because we run kind of an unorthodox offense compared to a lot of other D1 teams. So
yeah, and Liberty doing that, I mean, that's a pretty established program that
absolutely.
They're not a part of it, but they're one of the better programs across all sports, really. So to have them be the ones that are kind of having that hunt for you guys is kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. So then going to this season, so far, I'm sure that it's not necessarily what you guys have wanted, but you guys have fought really hard, and I think that there's started to be a couple signs of a turnaround. How do you feel like the rest of the season is going to pan out?
I feel good. Beginning of the season, we were losing guys left and right. I missed a couple of games. A couple of seniors, Bash and Alec, missed games. A couple of transfers missed games. Everybody has missed a game. We missed Kurt, our starting center from last year. He got a season-ending injury. So, we had to battle through all of that at the beginning of the year, and now we're kind of finally getting everybody back. So, we're hoping to put these pieces together. We're won a couple of games now, and I think we just need to get over that hump, and I think we can keep moving forward.
And then also a lot of teams will talk about that like next man up mentality. As a starter, how important is it for you to try to help those guys that are going to be that next man up to sort of integrate in that role and sort of help the team?
It's everything. Last year, Justin Betts was great to me. He helped me out, and that's the great thing about our program is the people that teach the young guys the most are the players. The coaches kind of take a step back and let the players do it, let them develop, gets us closer as a team, and helps everybody understand what they need to do. But yeah, absolutely. Dez, who's a new guy, transferred, and Billy. I think those guys are, new guys didn't really understand it, but now they're kind of hitting their stride.
Mm-hmm. And then obviously we have to talk about that shot that you recently hit against Kennesaw State. So an absolutely ridiculous game. You actually hit a shot in regulation that I remember watching on Twitter. They posted something, and our Bellarmine thing said like the dagger. And then Kennesaw State comes back, ties it. You guys go to OT. Then you officially hit the dagger. What did that shot feel like off your hand? Did you think you got it?
Off the hand, I couldn't even really see the basket. The guy was in my face, so I didn't really know. I had to take a couple of steps to the left to see it, and it went in. And it was a surreal moment, honestly. I kind of forgot that there was even time left on the clock. Yeah. The bench almost kind of ran out onto the court.
Yeah. Pass. Suter gives to Johnson for the win. Bellarmine with .7 to go. Johnson another three. Gordon heaves. And Bellarmine in overtime. Ben Johnson's three.
But it was awesome, man. It's something you kind of dream about as a kid. In your backyard, shooting basketball, you kind of like fake the shot and act like the crowd's going crazy. Yeah. But for it to actually happen, it was surreal.
Yeah, I remember watching that, and I mean, obviously the shot is ridiculous, but the play call is just like executed to perfection. How much do you guys practice something like that?
Yeah, we practice it a decent amount, probably like once or twice a week from the beginning of summer. It's one of our good plays, but Bash threw a absolutely perfect pass to Pete. Pete caught it, and then absolutely laid a dude out on the thing. Yeah, sure. But yeah, so I mean, everybody did their job. Even Landon and Billy set good screens to get people open. So I mean, it was definitely a 5-person movement. But yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And then last night, you put up not your career high, just missed your career or season high. I saw that was 32, but last night you put up 28. A game like that, does the basket just kind of feel pretty wide open for you?
Absolutely. You see the first couple go in, and everything just it feels like it's easier. You have more confidence when you're shooting the ball, which I think is one of the most helpful things in hitting a shot. Just having that confidence going up there with confidence to shoot it. But yeah, after you hit a couple, they just start kind of flowing off, and you start making them.
Yeah.
Piece of it out to Smith.
Great anticipation, a baseline runner for Blackman, and just Tipton able to get a hand on the pass.
Johnson takes this three and cashes in. Bellarmine leads.
And then is that something like, especially as a shooter, is that something that you tell the coaches like, hey, I'm kind of feeling it tonight, and they start maybe adjusting the game plan, trying to get you more open shots, or is that something that just kind of happens within the flow of the game?
I think it's something that happens in the flow of the game. We have a lot of smart guys on the team. Everybody kind of knows if somebody's hot. We're going to kind of give them an extra look if they have an open shot. So I think it's more of the players just kind of getting people shots. But definitely the coaches definitely see it, and they'll put you out there a little bit longer than maybe you originally would. But yeah.
Yeah. And then you guys are kind of getting down to it. Just a couple games left. What do you think is going to be the focal point in these remaining games to try to make that push and eventually be the ASUN champs again?
I think our defense needs to be improved. I think our offense is kind of flowing now, but our defense needs to be worked on. We haven't been guarding people great, letting up a lot of points, but we haven't had guys, so everybody coming back in, everybody talking more on defense. I think defense is going to be our focal point.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's all I got for you. I really appreciate you coming on here.
Yeah, appreciate you having me.
Yeah, for sure. We wish you the best of luck in the rest of the season and the rest of the team. Thank you all for tuning in. You guys can check out Ben and the rest of the Bellarmine Knights basketball team at home at Freedom Hall. Check out the schedule, find out when they're home, and go watch a game, cheer them on, help them get that late postseason push. Thank you all for tuning in. Go Knights.